Well, I'm very excited today to be here with Jennifer Pikoos, who is the practice director for TurningPoint Human Resources, and chatting about some interesting HR issues that are out in the marketplace today. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate the intro and the opportunity to sit down with you today and have some great discussion.
Well, I know with obviously the things that are happening as we speak with Silicon Valley Bank and Credit Suisse and Signature Bank and so many things that are going on in the banking system, it really kind of begs the question about, how this happened, but more importantly, how it was missed by some of the other executive groups and teams around an organization. So let's talk a little bit. I'm curious about your thoughts about how finance and the CFO can really kind of, be in lockstep and aligned with the HR team.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken. So my background sort of coming into this is a financial background before I went into HR. And so for me, as an HR leader, it's always been very important and almost obvious to me that the HR team, the HR leader, and the finance team, as well as some other sort of administrative type of teams in organization, need to be strong partners with one another, need to really understand the purpose of one another's position and what they're really there for in order to make an organization successful. But then I also happen to have a front row seat in the financial crisis of 2008, where we saw some bank failures, some acquisitions of bank failures, working through the FDIC. And it was very, very apparent at that time that the HR team, relative to taking care of the people side of the organization, the culture side of an organization that's going through something like that, and the finance side, really need to have a strong collaborative relationship in order just to see an organization through something as challenging as that. And then, as you said, of course, today we are seeing this, sadly. Hopefully it's not as extensive as the failures were back in 2008, but with Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, Credit Suisse, a huge part of taking an organization through something like this is being able to really understand how to keep the people engaged, retained to some extent, if you're going to sell an institution like that, with the finance group. So this has always been something very personal for me. But having worked at a few other companies since going through that in 2008, it is something that has been front and center as soon as I joined an organization. It's not always been so obvious when I start at an organization why I have this interest in making sure I sit down with the CFO, with the finance organization, understand each other's purpose, understand the budget, the financials of what HR does. So I think there's a lot of people in HR today that understand the importance of data, data integrity, being able to be analytical, and understanding the numbers, understanding what it costs to do what you want to do and why that supports the success of an organization. Really, truly, there's no other better way to do that than to be lockstep with the finance organization, and also to make sure the finance organization understands the purpose of HR. HR's purpose a long time ago may have been a little more operational focused, process oriented. And now it's that, of course, it's got to be that, it's got to do that well. But on top of that, you have a lot of strategic components of HR to drive a business success. And if finance really understands that, then you're going to have a lot more yeses along the way to the things that you want to do versus questioning of those types of things.